Okay, Manjot, tell me about yourself.
So my name is Manjot Singh Bedi. I'm currently pursuing my BTech from CGC Landra, and my current CGPA is 6.8. My father works in Indian Navy. My mother is a housemaker. That's it, sir.
Right. So, do you have any interest or hobbies?
I like to do all adventure sports like rock climbing, bungee jumping, etc. And I won a recent tournament of swimming.
So, you are swimmer.
Yes, sir.
For on which level you won that?
Normal, sir. Inter-college or inter-school.
Okay. So, you represent Punjab or your district or your school?
No, sir. Only school. In school time, I represented my school, and in college time, normal college.
So, why are you not trying for districts, states, and nationals?
Yes, sir, I actually would, but now the core focus is on actual getting a professional job and more on a technical side.
Alright. So, your father is in the Indian Navy.
Right, sir.
Okay. Who is the Chief of Naval Staff?
Chief of Naval Staff, Sir Sunil.
Okay. उनका भी बर्थडे भी था याद है कब था?
No, sir, I don't remember that.
वो भी जुलाई में ही था. So your father is posted in
Delhi.
okay.
So, what's your short-term plans?
So, I intend to learn more in my profession and possibly improve my skills in my coding languages.
Which type of language?
So, Java.
Java. So, tell me about your Java.
Sir, currently, so do you want to know about my Java skills or what?
Java skills.
Okay. So currently, I have made a project on banking system, and I'm trying to learn advanced Java. I have done my core Java.
Okay.
Okay, tell me about your strengths.
I feel that I can manage a team well, and I can coordinate with a team, and I can represent my where I work, my organization well.
Do you have any experience till the time of leadership or handling teams from your school level to this college?
Yes, sir. I even played my inter-school hockey championship, and I was the captain. So
as a captain from your school level to the college, and so what are the experiences you learned from those as a captain?
So everyone is different, right? And everyone requires some special attention which needs to be given. And as a leader, you need to solve everyone's problem. You need to listen to everyone, and then rather see what is the problem regarding game or their personal lives. And while you try to get a bond between you and your teammates, it is always a good thing to actually start up like that.
Your father is officer in Indian Armed Forces, right?
Right, sir.
So, do you love traveling?
Yes, sir, I do.
So, tell me the places you travel till the time.
So recently I went to Nainital,
Oh.
and before that I went to Shimla, Ladakh, and Rajasthan. That's it, sir. Till now.
So, with your father or friends?
So my my official post of my father, we cannot travel. So it is due to an official duty. But surely I was born in Mumbai, so I stayed in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So at times when there's a permanent posting, we go. All the family can move in, like in Andaman. We stayed here 5 years there.
So, you told me that you love rock climbing.
Right, sir.
So, what makes you to love this rock climbing?
So I love being around nature. So rock climbing gives me an opportunity to actually explore the nature more and see the unknown challenges which I faced during the climb. It helps me in gaining in knowledge about the difficult situations which will be in my further life.
So, what is your aim in life?
So I want to be successful in my field, and I want to be a generous person, which can allow me to interact with which can allow me to actually interact with different kinds of people, and that's it, sir.
So, according to you, what is the definition of successful person, generous?
Okay, so a successful person is actually who can not only earn money but earn others' respect. They can prove his work and can probably say give respect to everyone.
All right. And what is generous?
So generous is something when you see someone is in indeed a very he or she needs your help, and you can actually provide them help, but you still don't provide them help. But you still provide them help is known as generous, sir.
All right. So you have a very good experience till the time. So do you want to join Indian Armed Forces as officer?
Surely, sir. If I would get an opportunity, I would surely like to serve my country, and I will surely join Indian Army, sir.
So not Indian Navy and Air Force. Why Indian Army?
So Indian Army because we have one fourth of our land and say land with disputed countries like Pakistan and China.
Alright.
So we have more security threat on the land than the sea.
But nowadays China is also attacking for the South China.
Right, but sir, as you can see from the recent Doklam issue, China was actually trying to gain that Arunachal Pradesh. If he had been successful in attaining that 20-kilometer stretch, all the Assam and Arunachal Pradesh would be cut off from the whole of the India.
Okay, Manjot, do you know about the Bharatmala project?
No, sir.
Alright. So, what are your technical skills apart from all these things and experiences? What are your technical skills?
Recently I have learned Java, sir, and I know Oracle, and I'm good with databases.
Alright. But you write there C++, C.
So I know the basic languages and like C and C++. I know the functionalities.
So, what is the difference between C and C++?
So the main difference is the object-oriented. We in C++ we have objects and classes, whereas in C we do not have the OOPS concept. So the C++ we can do polymorphism, inheritance. We can make a constructor. So these are the differences between C and C++.
But in C we have a concept called structures.
Right, sir.
So what is the difference between that structure and classes in C++?
So I may not be aware of that.
Alright. Okay. What is HTML?
It's a hypertext markup language.
And why do we use this HTML?
So HTML is basically used for creating websites, and now we use CSS and Ajax, which
what
is
CSS?
So CSS is cascading style sheets.
What is the difference between CSS and JavaScript?
So CSS is basically used by HTML and JavaScript is not used by HTML. CSS is used by HTML. The more advanced version is JavaScript.
So what are tags? We used tags.
Right, tags.
What
Tags are basically like you can use. So they represent some functionality in the website. Like you can use the image tag or color tag. They are directly proportional to the functionality of the site.
Just tell me about the inheritance and type of inheritance.
So inheritance is when we extract a object from another class, and the type of inheritance is single, multiple, and multi-level.
Multi-level. So what is the difference between multiple and multi-level inheritance?
So multi-level, example, we have three classes A and A, B, C. So multi-level is when we inherit some object from A to B, B to C. And multiple is when we can inherit from A, B simultaneously
To C.
To C, right.
So what is the difference between overloading and overriding?
So overloading is using of one name in the same class. So you can say one name to the when we give a name to a class, we can actually override it. We can use the same name as the class name.
And overloading?
So overloading, I am not aware.
So overriding is a keyword we use in Java, or?
So it is a method actually.
Hmm.
It is not a keyword, sir.
Okay. What is database?
So database is anything we create, update or store in data is known as database, sir.
Okay.
We can perform various operations.
Do you have any idea about big data?
Big data, yes, sir.
What is big
So
data?
big data is you can say where every storage database is a subset of big data. So every storage that you store in the database is stored in the big data. Big data is the superset of database.
And what about mining of data?
Data mining. So data mining is actually extracting data from database is known as data mining. It is more data mining is used everywhere in hospitals and any firms. We use data mining. It provides us information which is in our database.
In C language, we use stdio.h, right?
Right, sir.
What does it mean?
So it is a header file.
What does stdio.h mean?
Stdio.h. Okay, sir. So that means that I think a standard input-output stream.
Good. And instead of this, what we can use in C++?
So we use include. We use
What is the header file?
include IO streams.
So what does IO streams mean?
Input-output stream, sir.
So you also have an interest in cycling?
Right, sir.
Okay. So you are more active in sports and adventure.
Well, right, sir.
This is because your father is.
Yeah, sir. I got an opportunity to explore every sport, so surely, sir.
So why you are not trying for nationals and for states?
So I would try, sir. I'm not saying I would not try. I would try, but the shortcome for me is now to be in a technical side. I rather need a career than to choose in sports.
So there is any pressure from your
No, sir, absolutely not.
family background to
No,
join
sir.
armed forces or to join corporate world?
So they are quite open-minded. So they say it's absolutely on my choice whether should I join armed forces or not.
So what does this mean, interpersonal skills?
So that means that the skills which are beyond my hobbies.
Beyond your hobbies. Okay. So there is an ability to cope up with different situations.
Right, sir.
Can you give an example from your life in which you use this ability to cope with different situations?
So in today's time, if you go to any government office, no work is done in one time. So you have to actually apply, have patience, have courage to actually talk and to make your work done by them. So I think that's the biggest example till now.
Okay. Okay, Manjot, tell me the difference between hard work and smart work.
So well, hard work is something that doesn't pay you that much as a smart work. For example, if you say that we talk about laborers. Laborers do hard work, but at the same time they don't get salary as much as they work. But if you talk about smart work, smart work would be rather if we are joining a company and we are working for them. So we do a shift of 8 hours and we get a much higher salary than the laborers. That is known as smart work.
Alright. So in HTML we use a term href.
Herf,
What
right?
does it mean and what is the function of href?
So herf is basically, I think, linking a document with your HTML site. If I may not be wrong.
What else?
So it gives, so it actually links another document to your present site. You can actually provide the address in your site if you want to go to some another site.
On the same page or
On the same page. No, it will open on the, it will open in the another page.
So
So
it is by default or we have option to open on another page or open the parent or open the self?
so we don't have, it is not by default. We have to provide it.
We have, means you mean to say we have different options.
We actually had to write the code, sir, if you want to link another site with your site.
Suppose this is my page,
Right, sir.
HTML, and I create a button there, and when I click on the button,
Right, sir.
another page opens.
Right, sir.
So I want to ask, when I click on the button,
Right, sir.
if we use a href tag,
Right, sir.
so after clicking, we have option to open that new page on other tab, or
No,
we
sir.
have, this is by default that it will open.
It will open the other tab, sir. If you click the button, it will automatically open a new tab.
So it is by default.
Right, sir. It is in that way. It is by default.
What do you understand by the CSS frameworks?
So it is the types of I believe style sheets that you can use by applying CSS files.
What is the difference, basic difference between HTML and CSS?
So well, HTML is a static site, whereas dynamic site HTML cannot work on dynamic sites. We have Ajax for that. We have DHTML for that. So HTML is only for static sites. Static sites are good for if you you want to save on memory. But dynamic sites takes a lot of memory. These are the main differences.
Okay, okay. What are constructors?
So constructors are the are the objects which have the same name, which can be used by the same name
What
in a
else?
class.
What else?
They don't have a null value, and they do have a return type.
What does this mean? System.out.print.
So system.out refers to system is actually a class. It is a method from a class area. If we talk about the storage, and out is for the print string. When we write system.out, that means we want to display something on our console. Whereas system.in is used for if we need to take some input from the user.
What is the basic use of this system.out.print?
So it is predefined.
It is predefined.
Right.
What is abstract class?
So abstract class is when you inherit some class from another class. I believe. I don't know this, sir.
Alright.
Okay, Manjot, tell me what your long-term plans.
Well, ma'am, I intend to polish my skills, and that's only my long-term plan as till now.
Where you can see yourself after 5 years.
Well, ma'am, I would like to establish more in my sports field as well as my career field, and would even try to gain some knowledge, gain more knowledge about many other languages like Python and Android.
Okay. Tell me what your weakness is.
Well, I don't consider any weaknesses because if anyone feels that I have some bad negative points, yeah, I have something to improve. I surely see as a motive to actually improve the points, and neither take it as any weaknesses.
Okay, what do you know about our company?
Well, EME Technologies established say 5 years ago from now, and it is one of the leading companies which provides students to which provides students to actually polish up their skills, and not only skills but developing an overall personality.
Okay. So do you have interpersonal skills?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please give any situation where you can use your interpersonal skills in your life?
Well, ma'am, it is interpersonal skills are used every day in our life. Like when you are in traffic, you need you cannot do anything. You just need patience to clear it out. So I feel we use it every time, but we can say the name as interpersonal skills, or you can use it as every day.
Okay.
What do you learn from the rock climbing? Do you use your experience in your daily life from the rock climbing?
So rock climbing tells us one of the most important thing, that is patience. In life, you need patience, and you need to choose a correct opportunity, or else you will fall from the rock, fall from the climb. So correct opportunities and patience are two of the main objectives of rock climbing.
Okay. So from where did you learn this rock climbing?
So well, when I was in YPS, my junior school, the school organized us.
YPS is in Dehradun?
No sir, here, Chandigarh.
Okay.
So they after 1 year they organized a one week camp in Manali or in some hill stations. So there I got some interest in rock climbing, sir.
So from your childhood you stayed only in Chandigarh?
No sir. First I was in Maharashtra, then we moved to Andaman Nicobar Islands, and from then we moved to Assam for 1 year, and finally we came here in 2006.
Alright. So in your college or in your school, do you have option to opt NCC?
Yes sir.
So were you interested at the time in NCC?
No sir, I was not.
Why?
So because NCC actually tries to focus on just one thing, that is how to go in armed forces, right? And all other activities like co-curriculum and your technical activities, if you talk about studies, they may not. They surely give you time to study, but it is not as much as another students want. So NCC basically gives an student an opportunity to only work in one field, that is armed forces.
So in your college level, you have NCC?
Yes sir.
So you never tried?
No sir, because sir, NCC you have to join before 10th to get the A and B certificate. Now a student
Please give feedback for this video, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.